All right. Moving on to more happier things.
Yeah, now that we've completely gone to hell with that segment.
We destroyed that.
Yeah, now that our touching tribute didn't go so well.
Garrett Green, somebody that we got into it with over YouTube, was Artemis Pyle.
Oh yeah, he didn't like us much.
Yeah, he didn't like us. He made one comment and disappeared.
Yeah, he never did take our invite to come on and talk about his shit.
Yeah. All right, a band that I think most of us could agree that was probably one of the best bands ever in the history of music.
Okay.
Led Zeppelin.
Yes, love them.
Led Zeppelin adds to the 300 million sales with a live album, a 50th anniversary surprise.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
A new live album?
Well, I'm just going to tell you what it is.
Okay.
But, 50th anniversary of Led Zeppelin is coming up here.
Okay.
And so, they're going to celebrate it in some way or another, right?
Sure.
So, Led Zeppelin putting out a live disc. Led Zeppelin has announced a remastered live album and an official book as the first of all manner of surprises coming for its 50th anniversary year.
All right.
The British rock band is one of the best-selling acts of all time, with its sales put as many as 300 million record units.
Wow.
The number is especially remarkable when it is shunned singles in favors of albums only.
Right.
Which coincidentally produced more revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Led Zeppelin is joining a lucrative multi-million bandwagon of other acts variously marketing their golden anniversary with box sets, rarities, exhibitions, and other events.
Okay.
Led Zeppelin remastered album of How the West Was Won was confirmed and will be joined by an illustrated book in the next few months, with fans hungry for more and speculating on what founding guitarist Jimmy Page meant in an interview in October last year. There will be Led Zeppelin product coming out for sure. The people haven't heard because I'm working on that. He told the Academy of Achievement he spoke of a surprise in 2018 and added, "Then I will hope to be seen playing, so I had better get on with it."
Okay.
So, hope should perhaps not be raised too high when rumors about a reunion of the three surviving members have been constantly dismissed. I saw that Robert Plant made a comment earlier this week that he says, "I can't imagine working with Jimmy Page." Did you see that?
No.
He did some interview with some radio station. I think it was in Kentucky.
Okay.
And they basically asked him, "Do you foresee yourself, working with Jimmy Page in the future?" And he says, "I can't even imagine."
Oh, well, I guess so much for that.
Yeah, it's basically what he said.
Yeah. I guess if he doesn't, if he's done, he's done. It just seems like he's done. And I mean, when you look at it, what has he had? 12 albums since Led Zeppelin?
Easily.
So he is done with it. It's not his fault that Jimmy couldn't fucking move on. What has Jimmy had since? Three?
Just the Outrider.
Well, he had Outrider, he had the two Firm records, and Coverdale Page. And what, Black Crowes? Live record, but that doesn't count.
But that doesn't really count, does it?
I mean, he had those four records.
4 records.
3 good ones. He had the two Firms and he had Coverdale Page. Those were good.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, the fact is Jimmy stays locked into Led Zeppelin. And Robert's done with Led Zeppelin. He made his money and he's out. He's doing what he wants to do. And you know what? When you got $1 billion in the bank, you can. You think he's got $1 billion?
You would like to think he would.
I mean, 300 million records. It's only $3 a disc.
Yeah. But not only from the Zeppelin catalog, but his personal catalog.
Yeah, his solo records have to have. I mean, they had a lot of hits too. Maybe not Zeppelin-esque hits, but he had a lot of big songs.
Sure, he did.
And the Honey Drippers and all that shit.
The Honey Drippers.
That was what you laugh, but that what was the song? Rockin' at Midnight. They had like 2 hits off of that.
That other one, something by the sea.
Yeah,
Come with me.
The Sea of Love.
Yeah, the Sea of Love. There you go.
Yeah, they had 2 hits off of that. And he probably has a good 10, 12 hits from his solo career. So he's carried on. Fuck Jimmy. That's what I say. Fuck Jimmy if he can't fucking make it now. Off of 300 million record sales. At this point, he's just got to get over it. There's not going to be a Led Zeppelin anymore. Stop remastering everything. How many times are we going to do that? You know me, dude. I'm a fan. And I bought the box. When they first remastered it, I bought that. You remember the one that came in a box?
Dude, I have all of the remastered and all the box sets and physical media.
Yeah, so aren't you getting sick of buying it over and over again?
No. I bought the two best ofs, or the what do you want to call it, the compilations.
Yeah.
The one that came in a big box and the next one that came in a smaller box. I bought all that green stuff. One. Yeah, I bought that.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about the albums themselves. I bought those. I've already told the story on the air about how I stole the one box set, but I bought the second one too. And I had all the tapes originally when they were tapes. And then when they came out, they put it out in an actual box set, the remastered box set of all the albums in one box.
Right.
And I bought that. And now in the last 2-3 years, they've re-released everything again with a lot of bonus stuff, which is great if you're into demos and shit. I mean, it's cool to hear. And now what? Now they're going to reissue something else? Is that what we're saying here? Stop. Enough. We've given you our money, Jimmy. Fucking A. I've spent $60 on every fucking Led Zeppelin record so far. Isn't that enough?
Hope should perhaps not be raised too high when rumors about a reunion of the 3 surviving members have been constantly dismissed. The present writer was one of the luckiest guests at the London's O2 on December 10th of 2007. Dude, that's been 11 years ago already.
Since when?
Since the O2 celebration day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's been 11 years.
Jesus. I'm getting old fast.
To witness the one-time band reunion for the Emmett Ertegun tribute concert. In subsequent conversations, it was clear that singer Robert Plant was not interested in the idea of further tours. In 2014, reports were denied that the billionaire Richard Branson had offered $800 million for a 35-date world tour of Led Zeppelin. $800 million.
Jesus, that's a nice day.
Yeah,
it's a nice couple months.
Exactly, which would have made it the most lucrative tour of all times.
Dude, that's double what Guns N' Roses did.
Yeah, I know. They did $400 million in, 18 months?
18 months?
Yeah.
He's talking about 30 dates. That's probably 4 months. Right? You said 30 dates?
35.
35 shows? So figure 2 a week, maybe 3. Because Robert ain't going to do more than 3, do you think?
So that's 10 months.
How much?
10 months at three a week.
All right. For $200 million? All right, book me out there. Roll me out there in a fucking wheelchair. I don't care. Make my $200 million. Oof.
British newspaper said that Plant had dramatically torn up Branson's document. Really? The only problem was that Branson rebutted making the offer to start with. He said, I didn't do that.
Oh, no, not at all.
Either way, Plant is getting mightily bored with the reunion subject coming up again and again in interviews. Plant and Page have recorded and toured simply as Plant and Page, including some Led Zeppelin songs. Though singer has long focused on a solo career as the last year's Carry Fire.
Yeah.
How was that? I didn't even hear that.
What, that new Carry Fire is really pretty solid. If you like his solo stuff, it's really good.
All right. I haven't picked that up or listened to it yet, so I'm going to have to check that out.
You're going to have to add it to your Spotify, man.
All right. Still, Led Zeppelin followers are expecting more events to come. How the West Was Won is out on March 23rd in multiple formats from Atlantic Swan Song Records. The 3-CD album, recorded at the Los Angeles Forum and the Long Beach Arena in June of 1972.
Mm-hmm.
So they're peddling something that was put out over 40 years ago.
Sure.
Was first released in 2003 and is now remixed under Page's supervision and will include the first vinyl and Blu-ray audio editions.
Okay.
The deluxe editions have a book and a rare and previously unpublished photos and high-quality prints of the original album cover, the first 30,000 of which will be individually numbered.
Ooh.
Of what value is that, really? 30,000 numbered.
30,000.
Yeah, 30,000 numbered releases. I mean, is there
something in 77? 30,000. That's going to be every one of them that sells.
For the most part. So. What value is that?
There's no value to 30,000.
Yeah.
Do you really think a reissue of a Led Zeppelin live album is going to sell more than 30,000 copies? No way.
As before, standouts include a 25-minute version of Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
Plus a 21-minute medley based around Whole Lotta Love and road test of songs from Houses of the Holy, which was only released 9 months after the recording.
Mm-hmm.
Still, some of the fans will be left waiting for more in 2018 because some songs done at the 1972 shows were not included on How the West Was Won, such as Communication Breakdown.
So we get a bonus track?
Well, we haven't heard that one before, right?
No, never. Communication Breakdown. Is that a Zeppelin song?
There are questions on how much there is left in the archives. Led Zeppelin has already released its 9 main albums a few times on CD, as Chris has just pointed out.
Right.
There was an initial batch in 1980 through, like many CDs, they are particularly well mastered or packaged.
Mm-hmm.
They were much improved a decade later. Mostly recently, from the 2014, the albums have been newly remastered from the master tapes with bonus discs.
Well.
So it was a master of the master of a master.
Mm-hmm.
The extra material is mainly rough studio mixes and demos, as well as a few unreleased tracks and live material. The album that was the most expanded was the final compilation Coda from 1982. It was extended to a 3-disc and cherry picks the most unheard tracks from across the band's career. Page followed in 2016 with a complete BBC session set, a remastered version of the band's appearances on British radio between 1969 and 1971, but now include 8 unreleased recordings, 3 of which were rescued from a previously lost British broadcast session in 1969.
Thank God they found that just in time for release.
Right.
Wow.
That's really digging deep, don't you think?
My God, what's next? Their fucking phone messages? Hey, Jimmy, it's Robert.
Right.
How come you're not here at the studio? Call me. New track.
It's too funny.
Look, the way they're whoring this thing out there, would it shock you if they released that?
No, not at all.
It wouldn't shock me at all if they released... I mean, the Beatles kind of did it with the anthologies. I mean, that's just a bunch of horse shit. Did you ever listen to those? The Anthology 1, 2, and 3? There's some songs on it, but there's a whole lot of fucking just like ambient noise from the studio. Like just them bullshitting in between takes and stuff. It's like, what is this shit? You know, that's a release that really annoyed me, and I'm so stupid I bought all 3 of them. You know, but those anthologies from the Beatles were the worst. Just unlistenable garbage.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to go on record and say I will not be rebuying How the West Was Won, as great as it is. It is great, but I just don't. One, I have 15 other versions of Communication Breakdown. And two, there's really not much more remastering they can do from something that was done with modern technology in the first fucking place.
Right.
You know, it's not like this is coming from, you know, some closet somewhere. They already did that. They already did all the transforming of it to digital quality. So this is redigitizing or something? Fuck you. Not giving you another $30.
Right.
Eat my ass, Jimmy.
Well, all these discs could be assembled into a mighty 50th anniversary box set. Fans are speculating on what else may they have to offer.
My God. You know what? There might be the 35-minute version of Dazed and Confused.
Right. A revival of the movie, The Song Remains the Same, or a documentary using rare footage have been suggested. Mm-hmm. Certainly, record company archivists have been trawling all available sources with work that rivals the best detectives or investigative journalists. Last November, Page produced Yardbirds 1968, a double CD. One disc contains buffed up recordings during the Yardbirds' last American tour, while the second features studio demos. There are some 400 Led Zeppelin bootleg albums, some of them amateur audience tapes recordings or stolen from the studio soundboards. The band has long tried to prevent these. The news release talking up the How the West Was Won album says the group's 50th anniversary celebration officially begins in September, and details of additional Led Zeppelin 50th anniversary releases and events will be announced later this year.
Gee, maybe they'll release a new hat.
The September date makes sense. On September 7th, 1968, Page and Plant came together with a multi-instrumentalist. John Paul Jones came, and later John Bonham in Gladio, Denmark. Then billed as the New Yardbirds, the band went on into studio weeks later to record the debut album, and the rest is history.
Dude, look at that picture of Stevie Nicks in the fucking chat room. She was a hot piece of ass when she was 18, 19 years old.
Yep.
Jesus God. What a piece of ass. Holy smokes. Oh, who put that in there?
That was Demon.
God damn it. I'm looking at Stevie Nicks, and then I'm looking at what? Jimmy Page's ass?
It's hard to tell what that is.
Ugh. I don't want to know what that is. I'm deleting that. Delete it. That's gone.
All surviving Led Zeppelin members have collaborated with Real Artist Press to publish an official illustrated book celebrating the semi-centennial through the time of the writing. Some details are still awaited from the public relations company handling the as-of-yet untitled volume.
Maybe they'll put out action figures.
Hey, you never know.
Could be. With a little fake stage, and when they get on the stage, where you put the guys in certain places and it plays songs.
Right. They might have to enlist a Marvel Comics to get involved and make them superheroes or something.
Why doesn't Jimmy just get the hologram working? It's working for Dio. I hate to say it, but it would sell. If Jimmy Page went out with a Robert Plant hologram, it would sell.
Probably.
Would sell well. Do you think he could charge $100 a ticket?
Yeah, I think so. He might be able to get away with that.
I think he'd get away with more than that. I honestly think if it was him, Jason, John Paul Jones, and a Robert Plant hologram, he could charge $150 a ticket, and people would pay it, and it would sell out everywhere. You think, or no?
I would think so. I think the first run it might just out of morbid curiosity do okay.
Yeah, I think so. But then after that, it would be done.
Yeah, it wouldn't have a long shelf life.
No, but I think one time. Look, the way Jimmy seems to be whoring this out, it wouldn't shock me if he's already in talks to do that. I can he be running out of money?
I don't think it's a money thing. I just think it's just like, what do I do now?
But I mean, he's just redoing the same shit though. The reissue of this record and that record. I mean, if he has enough money, he's Jimmy fucking Page. If he says, I want to put a band together, you are going to get every goddamn quality musician in the world trying to be in it. Don't you think? Don't you think people would leave bands that are successful right now to do an album with Jimmy Page? To form a band with him?
I don't know, because I don't know how strong, and again, I guess it would have to depend on how these guys are going to get paid. If, say, Jimmy Page put together an all-star band of some kind,
mm-hmm.
and they wanted to go out and tour.
Yeah.
I would think that before a guy, say, who was in a successful band,
mm-hmm.
or a current band and making a living,
okay,
I think it would have to boil down to what are these guys guaranteed?
Sure.
If it's an at your own risk type thing, it might do okay, but then it might not do okay.
What if there was a project like Coverdale Page? We'll call it Kennedy Page. Miles Kennedy and Jimmy Page, since they've worked together before. They tried to work something out before. You don't think that he would leave Alter Bridge to do that? Or put Alter Bridge on hold to do that?
Well, putting it on hold or just flat out leaving is two different things.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you never quit until there's no reason to go back. I mean, he would say, "Well, I'm going to take a year off to work with Jimmy, because it's Jimmy fucking Page." You don't think the other guys would support that?
They might support it. I mean, again, I don't know. I mean, band business is.
I just think Jimmy Page is home run material there.
Yeah, but when's the last time Jimmy Page has actually gone out and played in public, like on a tour type situation?
Out with Plant.
Yeah, that was
ago.
Yeah, that was 20 years ago.
Yeah, so I'm saying he's home run business right now. If he did anything, think of it this way: if Jimmy announced that he was going to play guitar with Jason Bonham's Zeppelin Experience for one tour, for 20 dates or whatever, those dates jump from the Roxino to the Q, to Quicken Loans Arena. Don't you think?
Yeah, well, yeah, because Jason Bonham has already assembled a band that's
right, capable
of performing Led Zeppelin songs.
Yeah, but it would just be a cover band.
It would be a cover band, but to hear the original guy, the founding member, play those songs, I agree with you that it would definitely blow up.
Right. It would be big in a hurry. So, I don't know. I think I would do that, especially if I was in a band that tops out at Roxino size. I think I'm doing it. I'm going to take a shot. Why not? If nothing else, you can always say, look at my fucking resume. Oh, here's that record I did with Jimmy fucking Page.
Well, doing a record is one thing, but leaving a band to tour in today's environment, even if it is Jimmy Page,
mm-hmm.
what is the success rate of that unless they have something out there that is of hit value? And I know that the Zeppelin catalog speaks for itself.
Yeah.
But what would grab people's attention to go out to support a show like that? Just to see Jimmy Page?
Yeah. The same reason I thought 1,200 people went out to see Vinnie fucking Vincent. He hasn't done it in 25 years. The fact that Jimmy has not done it in 20 plus years is going to sell 10,000 tickets in any city he does, at least the first tour. Then if he has a strong record behind it, and, while he hasn't done a lot of stuff outside of Led Zeppelin, the stuff he's done has been pretty strong. Coverdale Page was a strong record. Both Firm records were pretty strong. Outrider was garbage.
They didn't do Coverdale Page in the States, did they?
Touring?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't think they did. I think they did just like Japan or something.
Yeah. But I know they did the Firm, because I went to a Firm show. And that was good.
But that had two very strong people in it.
Yeah. Well, all those guys were pretty big names.
Yeah, but Page and
Bad Company, Paul Rogers.
Yeah, Paul Rogers were two pretty
big names, sure.
Pretty strong draws.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I definitely agree with that. I think Page is a much bigger name than you're thinking.
Okay.
I mean, he shows up anywhere and people will go.
Yeah, but to an arena though?
I think so.
Really?
Oh yeah. Dude, people go out, they sell out fucking rooms to see these, bands with one guy. Here's a guy in one of the top 3 biggest selling bands of all time. And he's the guy that wrote all the songs. Fuck yeah, they'll be out there. A Jimmy Page show, that's the kind of show you'll see $2,000 for a meet and greet, and people will line up to pay it.
Sure. Well, I think that you were onto something. That I think if Jimmy Page wanted to go out and do the 50th anniversary Led Zeppelin celebration,
mm-hmm.
and had a Jason Bonham style band,
mm-hmm.
and they guaranteed to play the Zeppelin songs, as just like the recording,
right?
Yeah, and just like the recording. I think people would go see that.
Sure, they would. What would they go see first? Would they go see that first, or would they go see him doing like what he did with Page Plant, that Indian reworking?
No,
of that
I
shit?
think that they would have to guarantee that he would perform the Zeppelin songs, just like the recording, or without.
I agree with you there. That would work. What I'm asking is, you could have that, or you could have Robert go out with Jimmy, but they do it in that Indian bullshit style, which would draw more.
I'm going to say if it's Page and Plant, they would draw more.
That's what I think too.
Yeah, regardless
if they did country versions of it, it would draw more.
Yeah.
I would definitely go to see. I would go see Jimmy with Jason's band.
I would,
and I'd pay a lot to see it too. I would definitely I'd be willing to shell out $200. Would you be willing to spend $200?
Sure.
I'd do that. $200 I would do. Not much more, but $200.
Yeah, as long as they did it in the most, the most.
As long as they do it the way they do it now.
Yeah, as long as they did it as most authentic as they could possibly do it.
Yeah, that'd be fine with me. I'd be all about it.
I mean, it's obvious that Robert does not want to participate in anything like that.
Yeah.
So if they get the next best thing, which is, I haven't got to see it. I know you've gone to see it a couple of times, the Jason Bonham Experience.
Yeah.
And you say that it's pretty damn good.
It's awesome. It's really awesome. In fact, I'm going to see it again. It's with that Foreigner. That was the third band. It's with that Foreigner show. Foreigner, Whitesnake, and Jason Bonham Experience.
Right.
I think it's called the Evening now. Jason Bonham Evening.
Okay.
But yeah. Yeah, it's well worth seeing. I mean, I was a little bitchy this year. I didn't go this year because I didn't want to spend $90 a ticket. But that's for Jason. That's for Jason Bonham, who really, he's the fill-in Zeppelin guy. He's a heritage. He's in because of heritage. He's not in because he was in Led Zeppelin.
Exactly.
You fucking put Jimmy Page on that stage, that ticket doubles. Easily doubles, if not triples. I think it probably triples. If it's $90 for Jason Bonham Experience, what is it with the same guys but Jimmy Page? Don't you think it'd be 3 times?
You would
three
think,
times the cost?
Yeah, you would think so.
And that would be reasonable. It's interesting to think about. Of course, they'll never do anything like that because it's like way too cool for fans. Instead, they'll just continue to fucking deny that they were ever in Led Zeppelin in interviews. bicker with each other without bickering with each other.
Sure.
Thanks, boys. Sorry I wasn't born in the 50s so I could experience it. Although I did. I did, but I was 9.
Right.
8 or what I was 9, 77. Oh, well.
All right. Well, we'll have to see what the 50th anniversary brings.
All right.
All right. Well, let's take a short break, and then we'll come back, and I guess we'll get to the Vinnie Vincent stuff.
All right. Sounds good.
So collect your thoughts. We'll cover a little bit of that, and then we'll finish out the show with whatever else we got on the table.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Let's see here. What should I play?
How about Madman's Lullaby? You got that? Somewhere?
Madman's Lullaby?
Yeah.
Let me see here.
Or the new Billy Morris or something.
Oh, you did send that over.
Yeah, I like that band.
The Billy Morris Band?
Obviously I like that band, but do you have that one?
Billy Morris?
Or do you have the Mad Band? Either one. Pick one.
Okay.
I don't care.
Let's see here. What do we got? We got the Snake Eyes 7. We got the Spartan Warrior. We got the Billy Morris Band.
Yeah, go with that.
What do you want to hear?
There's one on there, something about the Aces. Something about Aces.
Let me see here. What do we
It's
got?
like track 3, Holding the Aces or something.
Oh, Holding the Aces.
Yeah.
All right.
That one.
All right. Well, let's play some Billy Morris Band.
All right.
So here's our good friend Billy Morris with Holding the Aces exclusively here
On your classic metal show.